largest tropical island. Vast, mysterious, fascinating. Home of the cannibal headhunter. Land of jungle, mountain and swamp, where many tribes of savages are ruled by mystery and superstition. Where the devil reigns supreme. A land where the white man's civilization has made but little progress. Gliding forward on the Pacific rollers in the Gulf of Papua, with sandbars, coral reefs, and treacherous currents, we hove to, wondering what this strange land held in store for us. Papuan natives come to visit us, their bodies glossy with coconut oil. And we're met by a deputation from the official launch. The only visitors to this amazing island. Here is the Gloria, in from China, seeking the tree fang with the aid of the natives who bring the sea slugs from the waters of the Gulf. Over the side they go, swimming fearlessly in the shark-infested waters. There it is, a shark. Quick as a flash, the swimmer pits his wits against the gleaming killer of the deep. Turning and twisting, he eludes the scavenger. He is safe. The white killer glides away. But despite the dangers of shark and giant deep sea fish, the boys make a fine catch of sea slugs. They'll be dried and taken to China. North. We go ashore on the reefs. Here, spurs of the mighty barrier reef of the Australian coast find their way in broken masses in Torres Strait. It is a wreck-strewn strait, as ships have piled up on the great submerged coral reefs since the days of Taurus. Here, Pacific and Indian Oceans meet. The coral is built by tiny animals and not by insects. Life on the reefs and low islands of the strait is very prolific. They are the nesting places of thousands and thousands of seabirds. To the ship and then prepare to swing over to the safer and more protected little cove which forms a harbor for Port Moresby and Ella. A boy announces our approach. We come ashore in great native war canoes. Is a quaint little village built on sticks. Rows of houses look like artistic bathhouses. here we have Main Street, the Great Black Way. 2,000 inhabitants form the population of this village. Hail, hail, the gang's all here. While Commander Kolle is making arrangements for guides to lead us into the interior, we decide to take a stroll along the beach. And we become interested and amazed at the skill of the natives in bringing their boats up onto the beach. Not a scrap of metal is used in the construction of a house. Roofing is made from the leaves of the sago palm. These are bent over a stick and sewn in length. Twine is made from the loya vine, built of tree trunks, bamboo, saplings, and palm leaves. The Papuan bungalow is quite a substantial structure and will last a couple of years without any serious repair. The Papuan mother not only tends her child, but does all the work. What a white man's country. We enjoyed the aptitude of the young and the cleverness of the older women in turning out quaint baskets and pots. These pots are made with fiber faced with clay. Clay is mixed with seawater and forms a firm surface when sun-dried. Some of the pots are made of pure clay, and in this form they are burned in a native kiln. Here is a village maiden showing her masterpiece. Along the coast we found nuts galore, or coconuts. New Guinea is famous for them. Millions of nuts are grown for their oil and their fiber. Here is the nut factory and a few of the nuts of the village. The nuts are smashed and the flesh ripped out and then dried in the sun, and this becomes copra. And the copra yields the valuable coconut oil used to such an extent by the savages. After the natives work in the field, they receive kai-kai, and that's food in any man's language. Nature in the raw. The natives in the coastal villages have been taught many of the white man's games. Cricket, football, and tug-of-war is popular. Pigs are popular in Papua, but for the tug-of-war, lizards form the prizes, and here is the prize bearer. Commander Kolle gives final instructions to the guides for our great journey inland. the delta of a large river, passing several villages. Here is the Venice of the South Sea. Capua just loves its pigs. There are sacred pigs, plain porkers, and native pigs. This is a land where pigs is pigs. Here is Pippa, a real Papuan peach, and the rubber-necked twins, shades of ebony, but symmetrical. And little Pap with a pot. A weird island village near the delta of the dangerous Fly River. Here is a beach and a comely beachcomber. Mats are woven from the leaves of palm trees. Both the pandanus and sago palms are used. The lady in the shirt-like costume is a leader of fashion. She has spent some time at a mission station and has picked up the style. Leaving the island, we move into the Fly River, which finds its way from over 500 miles inland. Steadily, we move into the interior. New Guinea, vast island, larger than the states of New York, Ohio, Indiana, Massachusetts, Maryland, and New Jersey, all put together. Slimy crocodiles slide from the banks, reptiles that have infested these streams since the dawn of history, and death lurks at every step. Up the river, fighting swift and treacherous currents, a stream winding through swamp and jungle, a tangle of undergrowth. Moss hangs from trees, dripping water from humidity, often steaming hot 100 degrees and over. Gap in the banks where fierce birds of prey fight over the carcass of a crocodile. Man-eating relics of 1,000 years. Jungle noises emanated from the heavy tangle of vines that drape the trees. Inevitable inhabitants of hot countries, deadly river snakes, and a strike means death. and recrossed streams. Moment to pause for lunch. Uncas bird, one of the rare specimens encountered. From the river, we struck into the bush or jungle country. It's hardly necessary to keep a watch for reptiles, as our horses are quick to sight them. Hear that? It is the cry of the ghost owl, and we have learned from the coast natives that it's an evil omen, for it means that when the ghost owl calls, some unfortunate savages have to die as a sacrifice to the gods. The demon doctor will choose the victim. Entering a clearing, we passed the hut of the demon doctor. Local wood merchant who wouldn't give an order. The Papuans, like all savage tribes down through the ages, make fire in the same primitive way, by rubbing hardwood against softwood, friction, tinder, dry coconut fiber, and shell, and the savage has his fire. The society dames smoke a homegrown tobacco. Yes, they inhale. One whiff and they reel. 2 draws will gas the regiment. Dances and tribal ceremonies play a most important part in the lives of the New Guinea people, but superstition is paramount in everything, for the ghost owl has called. The beauty parlor. Paints are obtained from colored clays and various plants. And the actual tattooing is done with a barracuda tooth inserted in a wooden holder and used like the tattoo of a telegraphist. Here's a real wallflower. A long bone needle is a popular Papuan proboscis production. A few of the 400 all dressed up and ready to go. No brush, no lather, no rub-in. What amazing millinery. Birds of paradise, parrots, and all kinds of gorgeous feathers are used. It takes months and months to make one of these headdresses. Each feather has to be split and fitted into a socket. That gives the headgear great flexibility. Boy with a pair of white feathers is announcing to the world that it is in the market for a wife. The teeth of the wild boar are sewn to the lips. A real shako of egret's feathers. Masks of the sorcerers at Devil Dock. Human stuffed heads are used. Urama taboo. Goblins. Their presence portends some sinister motive. And here come the drummers. Not the salesmen, but the savage musicians. 3 sweeties. Baby mine. Tapuans on parade. Smiles of the savage women form a mass. Their apparent gaiety hides the fear that their man may be chosen for the sacrifice. But the dance will climax in a dance of death. Mark the barbaric tempo of the drum beats. The strange melody of the Devil song. Thump, thump, thump. Drums strike a weird tempo. The strange song, roar of drums and the stamping of feet. Its barbaric elements held us fascinated. A mere prelude to something more sinister. The mad drummers have worked themselves into a frenzy, the ominous dance of death. Drums, drums, a beat which thumps, strikes and shatters our very souls and makes us feel that we may have been chosen as the victims. Then the sorcerers act. The Devil men, slaves are hurled into the sea. The call of the ghost owl of the Devil has been answered, the sacrifice made. And still the dance goes on. Way off to the coast. Narrow suspension bridges made from vines. Anything other than a single line would cause them to swing. On and on, day after day. Till at last we hear the great Pacific rollers. Our wanderings among these savage peoples has taught us much and given us food for thought. It made us wonder if these primitive people, despite some of their barbaric customs, were not more carefree and happy than those of us who live in the white man's civilization. Truly, their god is superstition. Their smiles hide sinister thoughts at times, but it is scarcely less evil than the greed and avarice of the white man. And despite many of their customs, there is a fascination about this great island that is irresistible. And someday, when the wanderlust upon us and our vagrant souls afire, and a mystic voice is calling to the land of our desire, we'll leave the vaunted pleasures to men who do not know. We'll feast on nature's treasures beyond the sunset's glow. And as the wind caught the great sails and the twilight hour came, it was in our hearts to call, Sambio, Sambio.